Because simply, this is a highway that is created with all the traffic signs, which is ordinances in it. And funny, there's no policeman in this highway, because in the Baha'i faith we do not admonish people about doing good or not doing good. Baha'u'llah says not our business to say to a person he should be good or he should not be bad. Why? You're a person, they're another person. If you want them not to do bad things, you just don't do bad things. They'll learn from you if they want to. If they don't, then they don't want to. So this is a part of the discipline that we put it in act more than talking about it. But without discipline, when a child comes out without the discipline and hasn't witnessed any discipline, he loses his willpower. Very likely that child or people like that, they cannot reintegrate themselves into any society, into any order. They have no shape for it. It's like a pieces of the Legos. If you do not look like one of them, how could you be using anything? Society is made just like our building it is here today. Our society also, like this building, has parameters, has height, has places. If you do not have any shapes that can fit this society, then you're going to have to go outside of the city. And this is why many people that I've seen, especially in Canada, they're dysfunctional, is because they're grown up like a jungle boy. They cannot fit in any social order. If you tell them something to do, they feel insulted. They think obedience is a weakness. The greatest individual of the world, that they achieved the greatest things on the planet, they always obeyed and followed order from other people, whether their teacher, their mother, their God, the philosophers, the scientists. This kind of obedience is not to become subservient, but it's just to relate, like a plumbing system, that so you can bring the energy from that individual to yourself. That's what really the obedience is, but dysfunctionals, they see obedience as something else. So, what happens with the person of disorder? They do disorderly things. First is the smoking, then is drinking, then having early sex, and having early pregnancy. God, even if they create a relationship, there's no relationship. It's going to die. It just goes back and forth. They are like their life is like an insect. They're born every day, they die at the other day. There's no consistency, there's no order. This is very, very important. But nonetheless, this does not stop us to become spiritual. Sometimes we have to remember this. There's two sides to this discipline. If the person is unnaturally disciplined, or is disciplined for the goal of sucking the money of others, becoming a higher power in the force of social order, because he's disciplined all his life, now he wants to become a dictator or become moguls, to grab all the money of the people. These sort of the people, which they can come by the discipline, a person can do that, they may completely lack the power to understand and grab the truth in God, whereas the others were not disciplined at all. They look very natural. They can come into the Baha'i faith and they can change. So we have to see both sides of this, that lack of discipline has a problem. Over-disciplined or wrong discipline or discipline for a different motive and different goal is not necessarily also a good thing. So this was the topic. I think basically I think I've covered what I wanted to say about the discipline, because in this part right now I'm looking at ethics and discipline, and having discipline in your social order, in your physical life. It seems it's very, very helpful for you to become a machine, an order, an organization, to be able to achieve the goals that one wants. Yet it is important to know that the discipline and all this should be spiritually based, that does not stop you at the point of material or social, because there are social goals, there's economical goals, and there's a spiritual goal. If we concentrate on the spiritual goal, become spiritually powered, then we can get definitely social and economical if we want to, because it's the third level of discipline. There are many, probably millions of millionaires because they know what the order of matter is and they put it together and become rich. But when it comes to social power and social wisdom, you have to know what the people are and put them together and create an order. In there, we don't have too many. You know, let's say Mr. Barack Obama recently put America together to get elected. Or Nelson Mandela, you know, put together the people based on the thought and the things that he had, so create the nation of South Africa today that it is, or Gandhi, or others. When it comes to the social, it seems that we don't have many millions of them, very little. But a spiritual order and a spiritual wisdom, a spiritual discipline are very rare. Those who have that power, they surpass their own time. They can say things and do things that forever in the history of mankind, it will be recorded what they did. You know, the story of Adam and Eve, the migrations of Abraham coming to Saudi Arabia and Mecca to later on to Islamic religion comes out of it. You know, the power of Muhammad and his discipline order, forever it will stay in the life of mankind. And those who work under their authority and their power, whether they were Pope St. Augustine, or there were great, leaders in the Islamic world, or in the Buddhist, like Confucius. So, a spiritual order, which is natural, it's about making our soul and spirit to become parallel, counterpart of our body, and not becoming like a goney bag, as I said, that everything is throws on the top of each other. When we eat, things goes into our mouth, into the stomach, things gets dispersed, goes in different compartments. So as to be our spiritual absorptions, whether we're seeing something or listening something, we have to know and distinguish it, where it goes, what it has to stay in the brain, what has to be deleted, what should be avoided. That sort of a discipline, it creates a parallel human between his body and soul, very well organized. This individual becomes happy, can get to the happiness very easily, and also helping others. And because the Baha'i faith tells us not only just discipline for yourself, but also the discipline that others not being able to hurt you, or you do not hurt other people. It's a discipline, it's a way, there's traffic sign in this highway. We call it Baha'i faith, made by God, created by baha'u'llah, which is the manifestation of God. So there is no need to fight it. But if somebody says that, oh, I don't need this discipline, I can go somewhere else, go ahead. You be the witness. You're in Canada, you want to go from Toronto to Vancouver. You don't want to go to Canadian Highway, Trans-Canada, Highway 1, and you say that, no, I want to take different route. I want to go with a bike right off in the jungles and that and that. You be the judge of it. How many people like that can actually go to Vancouver? But those who go to Trans-Canada, how many of them can get there? It's not even comparable. That's what Baha'i faith is. The highway to God, made by God, a discipline for the individual and for the society as a whole. Very well. I must have been outside of my discipline too. In the last 2 months I did not do the speeches and the talks that I'm supposed to. It's more important than other things. But hopefully things will get to the right way. See you for the next time that I'm going to continue this topic of the discipline, about politeness, about moral issues, and about other things. May God be with you. Thank you.